The present progressive. The present progressive is formed by using the verb to be with a present participle. In Spanish, that would be the verb estar with the present participle. In English, we think of this as the verb to be with the ing form of the verb. So, for example, if I want to say I am studying, am is your verb to be, the ing in studying is your present participle. There's a difference in how we use the present progressive in English and Spanish. In Spanish, the only way that we can use a present progressive is if we're referring to something that is happening right now. So the example that I have here is I am studying now. You would not be able to say, however, I am studying with Maria tonight because it's not happening in this moment. It's something that will happen in the near future. So this is not an example of something that we would use in Spanish. So how do we form the present progressive in Spanish? The first thing that we'll do is we'll conjugate the verb estar. Yo estoy, tú estás, él, ella y usted está, nosotros estamos, vosotros estáis, ellos, ellas y ustedes están. The next thing that we'll want to do is to form our present participle. So for example, if you have a verb that ends in AR, like hablar or cantar or bailar, you'll drop that AR and add ando. So hablar becomes hablando, bailar becomes bailando, cantar becomes cantando. A verb like comer or beber that ends in ER, you will drop that ER and comer becomes comiendo, beber becomes bebiendo. A verb like vivir or describir, you'll drop the IR, vivir becomes viviendo, and describir becomes describiendo. So here are some examples. If we want to say I am speaking, the first thing that you're going to do is conjugate the verb estar for yo, so that's yo estoy. And to speak is hablar, so you drop the AR and it becomes hablando, so your sentence is yo estoy hablando. Let's say that we want to say that John is eating. So we're going to conjugate estar, so it's Juan está. To eat is comer, so it becomes comiendo. And our sentence is Juan está comiendo. Another example, Maria is writing a letter. Maria está. To write is escribir, so we have escribiendo, and a letter is una carta, so the phrase is escribiendo una carta. And our final sentence is Maria está escribiendo una carta. We have some special rules we need to remember when we're using the present progressive. Our stem changes in the present progressive are slightly different from those in the present tense. If we have a verb that has a stem change, it will either have an E to I stem change or an O to U stem change. Notice, there are no E to IE stem changes or O to UE stem changes. Here are some examples of verbs that have these stem changes. We have servir, which becomes sirviendo, pedir, pidiendo, decir, diciendo, dormir, durmiendo, morir, muriendo, y poder, pudiendo. Take a moment to look over these and commit them to memory. We also have some verbs in the present progressive that have orthographic changes. Remember, orthographic changes occur when we have to conjugate a verb, but we break the original rules to maintain the correct pronunciation of that verb. Here are some examples of verbs that have such changes in the present progressive. Caer, cayendo, creer, creyendo, huir, huyendo, ir, yendo, influir, influyendo, oír, oyendo, traer, trayendo, leer, leyendo, y seguir, siguiendo. Just like your stem changing verbs, you need to commit these formats to memory so that if you see this on a quiz or test, you'll know how to conjugate these verbs in the present progressive. If you feel like you understand the present progressive, try it out. Here are the instructions for this activity. The Gomez family is taking a trip to San Juan, Puerto Rico. Rewrite the sentences, changing your verb tense. It's not underlined here, but because it doesn't allow us to do this, but change your verb tense to the present progressive. It says direct object nouns, but just change it to the present progressive. So let me give you an example. It says, toda la familia número uno hace las maletas. My verb here is hace, and it is an ER verb. So if I were to rewrite this in the present progressive, it would be toda la familia está. I'm conjugating estar for la familia, and hace becomes haciendo, las maletas. So my final sentence, toda la familia está haciendo las maletas. Turn in numbers 2 through 8 to the Dropbox, and we'll talk about these in class on Wednesday. The end.